The native New Zealand wildernesses are something to be marveled at. However, there are foreign threats that threaten to destroy all of it. They're the well-known invaders, such as the possum and stoat. However, there is one animal that threatens to destroy all of it. It is the feral goat. Feral goats live in all parts of New Zealand, at all altitudes, and in all habitats. Therefore, they're a nationwide problem. And why are they a problem, you might ask? They eat anything they can get their jaws around, destroying the ecosystems and our forests. Currently, there are two solutions. The first solution is hunting. Hunting, while it is effective, it is humane. In order to kill the amount of goats that need to be killed, it simply would not do the job. So what do we do instead? Use a method that requires less effort and has more results. So we use poison pellets. However, poison pellets such as 1080 are incredibly controversial, and so the whole nation will never be united and we can't attack this threat altogether. Furthermore, pellets such as 1080 can kill our native birds, which is far from ideal. So I propose the solution: to plant more tutu. One such species, the most common species in fact, is Eureka arborea. Tutu is a native plant to New Zealand, and it has been described as the most toxic plant in all of the nation. And this is because it contains the potent neurotoxin tutin. And the general idea is, plant more tutu in our forests. The goats come along, they eat the tutu, and they die. And as tutu is a hardy plant, it'll continue growing, and the goats will continue eating it and die. And so, as I said, tutu are all parts of the plant, except the red flowery petals, as you can see here, contain the neurotoxin tutin. It's a potent glycine receptor antagonist, causing muscle convulsions and death within all mammals. Now that we have a solution to the goat problem, where do we plant tutu? Because obviously, we can't go planting tutu in the middle of Wellington CBD. There'll be some serious implications of that. So, of course, you can only plant tutu where there are goats. In blue are where goats are found in high densities in New Zealand. They are mainly in national parks and other such areas. Now, if we were to plant tutu everywhere where there are goats, there would be some issues. What about if it overlaps with a farm? Because the livestock could eat the tutu and die. So instead, you just don't plant the tutu there because there isn't actually a lot of overlap with where goats live, feral goats, and farms are. Secondly, how does planting tutu affect the Manuka honey industry in New Zealand? If the bees happen to pollinate the tutu plant, they'll create toxic honey, which isn't good for humans. And so most of the honey industry in New Zealand is in Northland. And you can see there are many areas where there aren't goats. And so in areas such as this, there could be lots of Manuka planted, bees put in the middle, and so this means honey is created where there's no tutu, and so no toxic honey is created. And now that we know where we can't plant tutu, where can we plant it? Well, it's mostly in the national parks. Here, a Wellington example is the Rumataka Forest Park and the Tararua Forest Park. Most of the forest parks in New Zealand have a township that is quite close, specifically the Rumataka Forest Park. Employment can be set up in nearby townships, such as Wainuiomata, for people to plant tutu along the many walking tracks into those parks, just off the tracks. And this would be ideal because a few of the townships have higher than average unemployment rates. For example, Wainuiomata has an unemployment rate of 11%, over twice that of the national average of 5%. And so by employing people, not only does it combat the goat threat in their nearby forests, but it also decreases unemployment. And then for more remote areas, there could be a system set up where a certain cost of hut tickets is waived if so many tutu seeds are planted. So in conclusion, tutu is already present and native in our wilderness, so there'll be very few negative effects to our ecosystem. It will provide food for our native birds, as our birds can eat those red petals I pointed out. It would restore the native forest by rejuvenating the damage that the goats have done. But most importantly, it would be a permanent solution to the goat problem. Thank you.